Hi crafters, this is Crafty Savvy and I'm back today to take you through a journal that I just completed. This one happens to be a sewing theme, sort of, and I got the inspiration from the fabric that you see here. Probably last year I was going through my dollar store, so Dollarama here in Canada, and for once they had some decent pieces of fabric, and so I took them all out of the package so I can't show you, but these are some of the patterns that I got. So the one you see on the journal is actually from this here, and it's kind of on like a canvas sort of material, but really nicely done. And so I really like this one, and I got a couple of packages of that one. So here, and you get quite a bit of it too, which is nice. And they had this pattern here. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of keep making journals with these fabric covers. And then there's this one, really sweet. There's this one, which I really liked a lot. I think I used this for something already, but I don't know what. And this one here, which I really like also. So probably going more into the blues and pinks. But so I just wanted to show you those. So that's where the cover came from. And I also wanted to tell you that I used some of the papers from this paper pad, Regent Street. And this is also quite old. I've had this for a really long time. It says fabricated for DCWV in 2013. I don't know if you could see that or not, but so it's recollections from Michaels. And so there were a few pages with like sort of sewing themed things in here, and I incorporated them into my journal, just a little bit here and there, not too much. So I used a ribbon for the closure, and on the ends of the ribbon I attached some buttons. They kind of picked out the sort of burgundy in the fabric. I had this giant button. I have a few of them. I don't know where I got them. I don't remember because I've had them for a super long time, but I like the look of it. And that's the signature, and that's the back. I just put some lace on the side. And I just love this fabric. So I just open it like this, and we'll go through it really quick. First page, sorry about a little bit of the glare, this paper's a little bit shiny. I made a really large envelope with my punch board. I attached a button to the end and used a hook and loop to keep it closed. So there's the other part of it there. And then when you open up the envelope, I made a pad, writing papers inside for journaling. This was a card from inside the paper pad that I showed you, and then I just included extra pieces of paper, coffee stained, and quite a few of them for journaling. So you could get a lot written down in there, that's for sure. And then this closes up all nice and put away. So that's what I put on the first page, and I did sewing around most of the pages. There's a tuck here. Inside there is just a journaling card and a little bit of ephemera. Now I've also had a lot of the pieces of ephemera that you see I printed them off the computer like a super long time ago, so it was all like free printable stuff. So I'm sure if you went to look for something similar, you could find it, but I really like that. And then I attached a piece of lace to the side here, and I sewed my own buttons to it, and I thought that turned out really cute there. And then on this page, I attached a doily, and then I just layered up a whole bunch of pieces of fabric that I had, sort of in a flower shape. And then I had this teeny tiny little piece of brown, sort of, I don't know what you call it, like leatherette almost, although it does feel like leather. So, not really sure. It feels real, but then you can never tell. But I have a little piece someone gave me, and so I just made like a little rough flower out of it, and I attached that down. And then on this page I just have a journaling card and a couple of little pieces of fabric that I used in here, being held by a paper clip. And on here I have a row of tickets that I coffee stained. This is it's been a while. So I forget what everything's called. A bias tape. There we go. And attached or sewed it to the side. And then inside that pocket is just a piece of old tracing paper, pattern paper. And then on this page I just made a little pocket. I did some sewing with some old music paper. And this is another piece of ephemera that I printed off. And I just attached a row of buttons to it. And backed it on some the paper from that paper pad. This is some old vintage paper that I had that I coffee stained. There's another sheet out of that book that I just love that. And then on this side I sewed down a piece of fabric that I used maybe throughout, I don't know, a few times. I've used this before and I really like it. Kind of matched all the colors. This was like a pillowcase I took apart. I got it at a thrift store somewhere and did up some layering here. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's actually a button that looks like a spool of thread, and the itty bitty little plastic pin there. And I sewed the whole thing down. And then inside the pocket is just some ephemera. I went to a garage sale once, and the lady was a seamstress, and she was giving everything away. And she had a whole stack of these cards. And she said, "You don't want these?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." It had her phone number down here, but I cut that part out, even though these are really, really old. But just in case, I cut the numbers off. But I thought they were super cute, and I'm using them in my sewing journal. And just attached some lace there and a button. And then on this page I just attached a piece of lace and more bias tape. It's just a piece of ephemera, and that's tucked underneath some tickets here. Room for journaling. There's some old ledger paper that I coffee stained. There's a little tag down here being held on by a paper clip that looks like a little hanger. I thought that was cute. And then on, I made a little pull here. And then put some ephemera into the pocket, made a pocket here. This is just a little tuck with some pieces of ephemera. Journaling. Made another pocket out of that pillowcase, and just put a little doily on there. There's a Tim Holtz pin and this little cute dangle there. And then inside are just some more. This is from the paper pad, and some things I printed off. This could be Tim Holtz, maybe? I don't know, you guys have seen that before. And a little tag. And that all goes in there. Big doily on the center page. This is my the strings for the middle of my signature, and I just attached some little buttons on there. And then this is a little paper bag that I had, and I just attached it to here. So you could put some goodies in there if you'd like. And then made a little pocket and put some ephemera inside of it. Sorry. Put my arm there. And on this side, I just made a little tuck and I put a paper bag in there. So it's got nothing in there right now, but you could put things inside there if you'd like. And then I made these sort of little, they're not exactly snippets, but I just made little pockets. So I did some layering. There's a bunch of layers of different fabrics there. There's then a piece of lace, and then this is actually paper from that paper pad. So that's a fake button there and there. But then I attached real buttons to it, and then made a pocket out of it. There's some paper from the paper pad. This is something I printed out. I love that. Super cute. And then I had some vintage buttons. That goes in there. Room for journaling, more ledger. Whoops, I think I missed something. I'll have to put something in this pocket. And then on this page I have, I just glued that down under a piece of fabric there, and then you open this up. This is just sewn down for a little bit of interest, and then this is a teeny little envelope, and have just some ephemera in there. Closes up, and then I just had a couple of pieces of ephemera on this side, just like that. And then on this side I put down a doily, and it was way too long, so I just brought it on over to this side and glued it down, and it turned out to be really cute like that. I cut some paper and ended up with these two little corners like this, so I just incorporated it in there, and I only glued down the two sides there and here, and it allowed me to make a little tuck space for a piece of ephemera. And I actually just really like the way that turned out. And then on this side is a pocket. I just sewed around the edges there. Some ephemera inside. Room for journaling. On this page I just put a piece of fabric that you could hardly see there, trim, and a little pull up here. And then I have another one of those pieces of fabric that I just layered up, and then again this is paper under here, and then I attached some real buttons to it. And when you open that up, this is an envelope actually, and so room for journaling here, and then I just attached another one of those cards. I did some sewing around this one this time and put it into the pocket. And then on this side, I just put a piece of ephemera and a little doily paper clip that I made. And that just clips onto here. Oops, I think that was under there too. And this is just a little card that came out of the paper pad, and I wrapped some brown yarn around it, and that just goes in there. And then the last page, I just incorporated a few pieces of extra ephemera that I used in the book into a pocket, and that's the last page. So that is my sewing themed journal. It took me a little bit of time because I haven't made a journal in some time, but I feel like I'm getting back into it, and I have all of those pieces of fabric that I really would like to make covers with, so that's what I think I'm gonna start working on. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and hope you guys are all doing well, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.